Right, welcome back to the Coaching Collective podcast. Today we are joined by Jordy Bichler.
There we
So,
go.
Jordy, take it away, mate. Introduce yourself.
I don't know what's there to know. Classic physique competitor, posing coach, online coach like the rest of us. Couple of state titles, overall wins. That's pretty much it. Nothing too
Easy one.
exciting
Mm,
to it.
just a couple of state titles. That's fine.
You, who knows?
Uh,
Um,
uh,
all right, yeah, perfect. And it's just like I feel like the opening one that I feel like I love doing, and I love hearing everybody's story about this, but I feel like everyone's story is always the same. But how'd you get into bodybuilding?
Um, so look, my old man's a PT, so I've grown up with like being in the gym. So I started training young, but on and off, and then I started properly training to get out of studying in year 12, to be honest. I got my license and I'm like, yep, I don't want to study. I'm going to go to the gym instead. And then that year I got a hold of Arnold's Blueprint to Bodybuilding on like bodybuilding.com.
hmm.
And it was a meal plan and a training plan. And like, I look back at the meal plan now and it was just the stupidest thing ever to think that they were trying to convince me that Arnold was bulking on a chicken salad. Uh,
Yep.
so
500 grams of protein. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I stuck to this thing for like 8 weeks, gave it everything, and then it just kind of went on from there. And then some guys at the gym were like, "Why don't you compete? There's a show in I think it was like 8 weeks or 6 weeks. It was an ICN show." I'm like, "Fuck it, let's give it a go." I dieted on hunky dory, and because I thought sweet potato fries were healthy,
Mhm.
that was it.
How'd
10
you
years
go?
later, I'm still here.
How'd you go?
I got second, so I'll take it.
Yeah,
Oh,
why not?
we'll take that. We'll
It's
take
physique.
that.
You take that.
How old were you?
First show, I was 20.
Oh, so you were super young.
Yeah,
Yeah. I guess Jude was young when he competed for the first time.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah. It
yeah,
just seems different because I don't know. You're like 30, yeah? Or 28.
yeah, 29.
Yeah. Oh, you're
Yeah.
a year older
Yeah.
than me.
Yeah,
1996.
6. Yeah.
Bodybuilding wasn't cool when we were 20.
No.
No,
Yeah, not like now.
no,
Yeah. Yeah.
it definitely wasn't. I had
Mm.
like I watched like you'd see things online, and obviously the more you got into it, the more you knew who like
Mhm.
big guys were. But even then, it wasn't like the people at the gym or the people you were around knew anything.
Mm.
It was around the
Mhm.
time when Instagram was like just getting started. So we only
Mhm.
just started with all the fitness influencers and
Mm.
like shreds back then.
Yeah, I remember Shreds. Shreds was the biggest. I always talk to these boys about Shreds and they got no idea what I'm talking about.
Talking about, I know
Yeah,
what Friends was.
Yeah, you remember. But Shreds was
I'm
like the
old.
first Shreds was the first company to promote like normal people
Yeah,
rather than like bodybuilders.
bodybuilding.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
so
feel
they
like
took off.
I
Yeah.
just feel like I mean I'm a lot younger, but I feel like now it's more so everyone does it for the social status rather than back then there was no Instagram and shit. So like if you knew a bodybuilder, it's like, oh fuck, he's a bodybuilder, he must be
Yeah,
dedicated. I love it.
Mm.
You have
And
no one to talk to.
everyone was big as well because men's physique wasn't as popular.
yeah,
Yeah, it was not popular, but like when I was 19, men's physique would have been like only relatively fresh.
yeah.
Yeah, 11 years
Yeah.
ago. And that was
It
small
was
too.
just starting out or just
Mm.
taking off at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no classic, no classic.
No. Like,
Yeah.
I remember like looking at guys like Zach Smith back then. I thought, oh my God, this guy's a
Mhm.
freak. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit.
Hmm.
He had the whole aesthetic to it as well. And you're like, oh my God,
Hmm.
be in for a wing tattoo on my back right now.
Yeah, and I used to love Devon Physique.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say Devon Physique.
Yeah, Devon Physique I liked, and Alex Turner Michael, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Another one from them as well, from the Shreds.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and you just walk around the expo, but the expos are so much better back then. You
They
used to get
were. And
you leave with bags of supplements. They'd have pre-workout for the remainder of the year.
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be like, yeah, $30 entry, unlimited pre-workout. Now it's just
But like
closed.
you wouldn't mind lining up to like meet Jay Cutler at the Muscle Meals booth.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You'd line up for a few hours, but now like you're lining up just to get into these booths with just influencers.
yeah.
yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
yeah, but
I get it.
it's attainable, and it's funny because I remember back when I first started, I'd have people show me like if you don't remember who Alex Turner Michael was, I think that was his name. He just had a really nice men's physique rig, smaller, more toned down, obviously not shredded. And people be like, I just want to look like this. So like I can probably do it natty or I only need a little bit of gear. And it's like he's probably running more than as much as an open bodybuilder.
Yeah.
But that was the whole appeal of that whole game. And that's where I think it just went sort of boom.
You know
And
what I
then they come
miss?
out with all these cool categories. Yeah.
I miss being naive in the
I was gonna
industry.
say
Bro,
delete.
I always say that. I
Yeah.
always say that. Yeah.
Like you'd see some guy take some supplement and it'd be
Mhm.
like a pre-workout
That's
and
the
you're like,
one.
ah,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
This is
Like
Mhm.
this is what
like
I'm
Mhm.
missing.
it was Zach Smith. He was taking Mesomorph at the time. I'm like,
Oh.
I got it.
Ah.
That's it. I remember going to my best mate, bro, give me 6 weeks. This is
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. Mhm.
This is what I'm missing.
Oh.
There was one even better one. It was a protein. It was a protein supplement called like Huma. And obviously not Humatrope. I can't remember what it was, but it was like a protein. It was like an amino acid supplement, but the guy would carry on that it's better than protein powder, and it's better than you're not meant to eat protein as a human being, and this is a secret. I remember I bought it, and I'm like, I'm dialing in with this with BCAAs,
I'm
and I'm
sorry.
gonna get to where I want to get now. 12 weeks, and then the guy's like, well, you got to buy this cyclical creatine. There's 7 different types of creatine, and it absorbs in stages, and I was like. It's super expensive and it's pretty much what I earn for a week, but okay, that's got to be the Christian. And because the thing was, if I get big and shredded, I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to be driving around an Aston Martin. That was what my thought process was. Yeah. It's like you automatically get paid for being a big jack cunt. That's what I thought. Yeah. Like it's like, yeah, just someone comes down and says, we're going to pay you now because you look
The
good.
opposite. The bigger you
Oh,
are,
Yeah, I know.
the
Just
bigger you
walk down
are,
the
the more
street.
broke you are.
I know
Yeah,
that's
pretty
true. I
much.
feel like you make
Mm.
more money when your rig looks attainable than if you look
Yeah,
broke these
it's
days.
so
Yeah.
true.
I've
Now,
had them. I used to get the most clients when I was a fat cunt. When I was the most, my peaks in business have been when I have been the most out of shape.
It's
I don't
because
know why.
it's because they think they can end up looking better than you.
Yeah,
That's
no, I reckon maybe it's just because it's correlated with me working harder periodically.
maybe.
But I remember after the show last season, it's like now that you've won the show and you've walked the walk, you're going to get so many more clients. And I'm like, I don't think my clients care how I look. Like that's probably why your business sucks because you think that they do.
hey,
Yeah. Hey,
what's happening?
Johnny.
Hey, John. For the
Good.
background.
Yeah. Yeah, blood just yeah.
It was actually
Yeah.
almost funnier seeing him crawl
Yeah.
into the room.
That actually reminds me, as he said, not to blur the background. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I just feel like as well when you're, I don't know. I don't know if it's like something that's more attainable, so people feel more appealed to it. But it just depends, I guess. Like with clientele.
Anything
I feel
supports.
like you have to be like so far on the extreme to be for everyone to want to work with you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like if you're like this huge open size freak, everyone's gonna run to you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Especially like more so guys will run to you because they think, yes, he's got it. But where if you're almost that little bit more attainable, guys are kind of like, I could probably do that on my own. How
Yeah.
hard
Yeah.
could it be? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's
true.
actually, yeah, because even when I did the show at the start of the year, because I wasn't a huge cunt, I had a few people say, oh, yeah, I'm going to look like you. And it's like, no, you're probably not, bro. Like, and I saw a few guys compete for the season, like, or just like even just after me or whatever. And like they are the ones that said it to me. And it's like, you're so far off the mark. I'm not saying I looked fantastic, but like getting that lean and looking like that is fucking hard. Like
Yeah,
it's not easy. People just think that they're going to be because even I even had clients, hey man, like clients would be like, hey man, I saw your client on the weekend. I don't want to look that small when I compete. And it's like, oh, you don't really realize how hard it is, like, and how
yeah,
little tissue you probably have. And
yeah.
you can wait forever and try to work and work and work. But I just think for that first time, man, I think you just got to get up there, to be honest. Like, no matter where you're at, how much tissue you have, how lean you can possibly get. I think that first comp, you just need to get up there and get a feel for it, see if you like it.
Yeah, I think everyone has this false, like, you
Mm,
know, idea that you're always going to win or you're always going to do
Yeah.
well the first
mm,
time you step on stage.
Yeah.
mm,
I put the post up a couple of days ago or last week that, I competed for 8 years before I won
mm,
anything, you
Mm.
know. But it's so normal now to have the freak come out and win their pro card in the first season or, do the whole clean sweep, win everything. And
Mm.
it's like, yeah, it happens, but there was 30 other people that competed that day too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were
mhm,
just the one person.
Mm.
Um, So I don't. It just seems more common that people think they're going to nail it the first time that they compete.
Yeah.
Well, like even because like I was technically true novice when I won the Adelaide show. Obviously, I didn't win in nationals, but it'd be very easy for people to think, oh, it's his first time competing and he's done so well. But like I have competed before. I've done a prep which I pulled out of, and I've been trained. I'm 30,
Yeah,
and like then I remember when Jackson won in his first show, the pro card. Jackson had done like 4 preps.
yeah,
Like that was just the first time he made the stage. That process is the same.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not his first rodeo. It's not
yeah,
like he'd been training for 2 years. Like 2 years, he started today. In 2 years, he got on stage and he won. Like that's just not how it goes. And obviously, everyone's level of diligence across those periods before the stage is going to vary.
yeah,
Like he could have, just using him as an example because that's what I brought up. He could have been executing like a bodybuilder day on day all in the lead up to that.
yeah,
Um, Periodically he could have done that. Obviously, I'm that little bit older. Like periodically, I did. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You know what the point I'm trying to raise here.
yeah,
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's right.
you're not going to start training today and get on stage in 18 months and win a pro card. It's just not going to
no,
happen. Even if people are like, oh, I'm going to do gear and I'm going to do it, and it's like it doesn't work like that, mate.
no,
Like you're not going to grow that fast for PEDs. Like it just your body can
no,
only do so much regardless.
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's true. I feel like it's just like something that people often miss is how much time everything takes. I
I
still
think
Yeah,
it's
I hammer that
it's
home. Yeah.
also attainable now. Like competing is the norm, but
Yeah.
everyone thinks that they can be good at it.
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, my favorite one is like, oh, I could look as good as them.
Yeah,
We couldn't.
yeah.
You
No,
definitely
you can.
you
Yeah.
could.
it's
Yeah,
fun.
or like oh, if I'm using as much as them, I could look like that. And it's like I've done lots of gear, I've done very little gear, and you don't really notice. I don't know what you guys like, but I don't notice much of a difference from one extreme
Yeah,
to the other. Yeah, like, and I heard guys backstage. I was having this conversation with the next client the other day, and I'm just like to him, you'll hear what people are using backstage, and you think you're hearing things, and then you look at them and you'll be like, how do you look like that? Because it's just not how it works.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember Julian because Julian becomes chummy with everyone, and a few of the boys told him what they were using, and Julian was like, "Do you reckon they're being serious?" And I'm like, "I don't know why they would make it sound worse to you, so
Worse, yeah.
probably, yeah,
Mm.
yeah." And then he's like, "Oh, but they don't even look like they're on," and I'm like, "It just shows, doesn't it?"
yeah.
Yeah, there was that men's
Yeah,
physique too that was doing like over 4.5 grams of gear, and some of this shit was just wild.
yeah. I didn't want to draw a reference to anyone specifically,
Oh, I'm
but
not naming names. There's plenty
yeah,
of physique
yeah,
competitors out there. Some of them,
yeah, yeah. Someone doing something stupid, yeah,
yeah.
like ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway,
But yeah, speaking of stupid, let's talk posing. Because that's what
Oh,
yeah,
before.
yeah.
That's why we got
Something that
Jordan.
Geordie's like relatively okay at.
Something he's okay at.
Yeah.
An okay bodybuilder, but he's a good poser. So
that's the one. That's the one.
I actually reckon, Jordy, with you with bodybuilding, the your you come in so well compared to most people.
Condition wise.
Like in term, like yeah, but like it's kind of like your starting points to your end points are like ridiculous, like
Yeah,
conditioning wise. Yeah, he's very similar to me in that regard.
yeah. I got no problem getting peeled.
Yeah. Mm.
No, that's just the skinny boy thing, though. You know what I mean? I was never a fatter kid, so
Yeah.
running lean is easy. But that's also where I struggle putting on size in the off season. Like
Mm.
I'm force feeding, man.
what
You
do you
know,
how much are you
Yeah.
eating?
I'm eating 5.5 at the moment.
Joys.
5 meals or six?
5.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm
Mm.
honestly at the point of having 2 liquid meals a day. My
Really?
first, my
Yeah.
last, because I'm
Well,
just
you could just
struggling.
drink maple syrup.
My last
Yeah.
one is like filled with ice cream and fucking
Yeah.
honey and everything. I'm
Ooh.
just need to get it down. Fuck it.
Mm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I kind of don't mind getting a little bit fatter in the off seasons because it's pretty easy for me to pull fat off.
I'm ready to do Macca's every day.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Quarter
Just give it
pounder.
an old school dirty
Yeah.
bulk, maybe
Mm.
the last like 6 weeks of this off season. Just give it a
Leave
good, you know, hit
fried chicken
115 of
bucket.
just pure
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Mm.
What are you at the moment? 108?
108, 107.5. So this is the heaviest I've been.
Yeah, shit.
What's your cap?
My cap's 94.8.
Yeah, easy.
So
Mm.
Not far off at all, eh?
yeah.
What'd you weigh
Mm.
when you competed last?
I think morning of show I was 89.5.
Hmm.
So I
Not
still
good.
got
Yeah.
some wiggle room there.
Yeah.
But so like I feel like if I can have 2 kilos on top of that. It'd
Mm.
be good. Everyone's always like, I want to fill out my weight cap. But let's be realistic. I'm not putting on
Mm.
6 kilos of muscle in.
Mm.
And if I was, where the fuck has it been for the last 15 years? Because,
Yeah.
um, but I'd like it to be a quality. If I could get a quality 2 kilos in the right spots too,
Yeah.
Mm.
um, then that'd be ideal. But it'll also be nice to, be at this weight and hold it for a while and just make sure that it's fucking the best shot of being some quality muscle.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you're like, how many weeks post hernia surgery are you now?
I
I
had that
forgot about that.
drop was like the week after Anzac Day.
Oh yeah, so what that 5 months?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
about 5 months. So I had a month and a half off training, nearly 2 months off training.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, as great as it could be. It was fucking after a week, I was fucking so over it. But you know what it's like, just being forced to sit there. I
Mm.
think the day
Mm.
after surgery, I tried to go for a walk and I instantly regretted that. But it's
Mhm.
fine. It's all healed well. So I haven't had any issues with that,
You
thankfully.
had you had mesh put in as well, yeah.
No, they stitched mine up.
Oh.
Yeah. I got mesh. It still hurts sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just occasionally. Usually when I'm sleeping. Like it's like if I moved around a bit funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a little bit of a sharp pain. It's not painful, but
Yeah.
it's I can feel it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I was quite lucky when I got like when I was in prep, you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could see it in the off season a little bit. Not
Yeah.
now. Yeah,
Mine was
mine was
like
on
the
Bethel
second
though.
belly
Yeah,
button when I was
yeah,
when I was lean. So
yeah.
Yeah,
started.
Mm,
do you know how you did it?
Yeah, dumbbell rowing.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had mine for like 5 years.
Yeah.
fuck.
I
Yeah.
remember feeling it happen.
Oh,
So
bro, I
paranoid.
remember
I
that
get so
too.
paranoid now
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Mm,
Sometimes I get that
I
little bit of
did it
strain in my
and
midsection, and I'm just like, oh.
yeah, like you feel like you've done something to like your midsection and like nothing was sticking through immediately. And it
Hmm.
wasn't
mm,
until later that night that I was like cooking with my top off and like I had him like a mirror splashback. And I'm like,
mm,
what the fuck's that? Like, and I
mm,
quickly like covered up because I'm like, nah, I don't want to look at it.
I don't
mm.
want to know about it.
I don't want to know about it. Let's forget about that.
Fuck. Yeah, I can't think of anything worse than doing a hernia, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Speaking
that's
of
pretty
speaking of hernia and speaking of aesthetic, this is me to draw back to posing again.
Here we go.
Aesthetic
Yeah, let's go.
is yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one that I feel like people have to sort of like, get organized. Like I feel like you jumped on stage with yours though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Originally. I do remember yours actually when you
Yeah.
competed. But even that, like between like the aesthetics and like the appeal of it, like fuck bro, even like gyno, if gyno's bad, like
Yeah.
like there's so many things that you can get sorted.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those things that, like once it's there, it's not going away.
Hmm.
It's the same with gyno. So like as soon as you notice that shit, just get it as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Do you
I
Go
really?
feel
on and
like a lot
get
of
better.
people I feel like a lot of people think they can somewhat get away with it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
wonder if you can turn pro with gyno and a hernia, for example.
"Who?"
People do.
I wonder if you can turn pro with like bad gyno. I don't know if they'd give it to you.
Probably
No, I
not
don't think they
really
would.
bad.
I feel like
Yeah,
you'd have to be like light years ahead of whoever's
yeah.
second
Yeah.
to
Second, yeah.
like just muscularity or like shape wise or whatever for them to ignore it.
I
Yeah.
think it looks really bad in men's physique in particular.
Mm,
And men's physique and classic, obviously. Bodybuilding, you get away with it a little bit more.
mm,
But it kind of because they're kind of categories where that shouldn't be like a viable risk, like gyno I'm talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I had my hernia up, I remember it's because I was at the WA show, which I think you won the overall for. It would have been 23. Um, and a guy was on stage and his hernia was really, really bad. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, fuck, is that what mine's going to look like? So
Yeah.
that's when I made the decision to say, like, all right, I'm going to get this removed. Plus, it was hurting me at the time. I actually messaged him afterwards saying, look, bro, that I'm watching him pose and I'm thinking, fuck, that thing could hurt, like, could pop through any second. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
probably know the guy. I won't say for his sake, but he was from UK, dude. But yeah, it looks painful, and you know what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially doing RDLs and stuff. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's hard though, because I feel like hernias to get marked down just makes your midsection look ugly. I don't think you get marked down because it's like you have a hernia. You know what I mean? I just reckon
Yeah.
it's that aesthetic look. Whereas gyno, I feel like gyno gets marked down because it looks bad, but also it's like you're fucking gyno, bro. Like there's obviously something that you're doing there that's
Yeah.
pulling away from it. You know what I mean?
You're representing the sport as well, so
Yeah.
I don't think they would want that there.
Yeah, but I feel like a hernia is hard. Like a hernia is one of those things where it's like
Hernia is
hernia is not
less
avoidable.
less
Like
yeah less
you get a hernia from lifting heavy or whatever it is.
mm,
It's like, oh
yeah
fuck, bro, it's just unlucky. Whereas
yeah
gyno, it's like gyno is clearly like something hormonal
mm,
that is occurring, right? And it's like that's something you can
mm,
almost try to avoid unless you're someone that's just like fucked genetically. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know what
But
you mean, but
yeah.
no, yeah, go on, go on.
No, you go.
No, I was going to say back to posing. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, look, I obviously take an increased interest in men's physique compared to the other categories. I do find the issue with men's physique is that people probably don't give it the attention that it deserves in regards to that because it seems so easy. But I think because seems so easy, the fluency becomes more of a point of interest, and fluency is where people fail the most because that's a rinse and repeat kind of concept.
Yeah.
It's not something you get right from a tweak. You get
Yep.
that right with confidence, time, repetition, so on and so forth.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
100%.
notice the quality is getting better as well as the years go on.
It's getting more popular, men's physique.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
I
Yeah.
do think it's getting more popular because people are well, not people, it's not really attainable, but I think people are starting to realize that like some of these people that are going into classic and open, it's just like there's not a fucking chance in hell that I'm getting there early.
Yeah.
So I feel like
But
it's
then
like
it now comes down to people going to shows thinking like I need to go in to win.
yeah.
Where it's like if you enjoy it, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
You should be doing it because you enjoy it, not because you want to win.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
They go, well, or they go like, oh, I'm going to do men's physique till I'm big enough, then I'll do classic. It's like, why don't you just do classic?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I actually hate watching classic more than any other categories. Yeah. Because like 75% of the competitors
Shouldn't be
don't
there.
look good. And they shouldn't be there. Yeah, I know it sounds horrible, but it's the truth. Like like
Yeah.
75% of the competitors shouldn't be there, aren't in shape, aren't classic. And you're just watching all these people, and then there's like 4 or 5 people in the whole lineup who are anywhere near it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And bodybuilding usually is the opposite case. Like most of the guys who do bodybuilding are there. Or
Yeah.
like there from a conditioning perspective at least.
Hmm. Yeah. I feel like with classic, it was like there was so many, yeah, I don't know. Classic, I feel like classic is very much about presentation. And I feel like that's the mo one of the more important aspects of it.
But you
And
know
I feel
what?
like that's
At the end of the
often,
day, all of the categories are presentation.
yeah, they are.
Mm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we could go in and say that classic is a little bit more because we have a little bit, I don't know, classic flow to it. You know, we throw
Mm.
it back to the 80s and 90s. And we put that to one side for a second. Like the whole sport itself is you walking on stage and presenting.
Yeah, it's a beauty pageant.
Mm.
So like if you don't put that into your presentation, you're not a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like you're missing this. Like
Mm.
the whole
Mhm.
point is to go and display the best physique possible on stage, and that is through your presentation. So if you're not putting that time into your presentation, what are you doing?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it sort of leads into like posing practice as well. I feel like people use it as a little bit of an afterthought, and you can tell when someone's on stage who's left it as an afterthought and who
Yeah,
hasn't.
yeah. You know,
But
I think it's one thing that, and I've spoken to you guys about this too. It's one thing that I think the females do really well. The females put in the time with
yeah.
it. It's just another thing that they see as much value as their prep coach
Hmm.
Mhm.
is having a posing coach.
Hmm.
And yeah, look, their posing is probably a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. Walking the
Mhm.
hills, front to the back of the stage, and everything else. They
Mhm.
got the wrist flick, the hair flick, the works, 100%.
Mhm.
But all females now pretty much are like, yeah, I've got my prep coach and I got my posing
Posing
coach.
coach. Yeah.
Like they're the top two priorities when they start prep. But for
Mhm.
guys, it's just I'll worry about it when I get to stage.
Yeah. It's like I worry about it
Mhm.
when I lean so I can see what I look like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You
But
know, by that time, it's too far gone, and you've ended up at the end of a first call out or in a second call out because you couldn't hit a quarter turn.
yeah.
Mhm.
Something as
And
bad as that.
that's another thing as well that I feel like people don't realize is super important because everyone goes into their posing and they're like, oh, front double, back double, side chest. They hit all these poses. They forget their quarter turns. It's like
Yeah.
you get judged on your quarter. That's the first thing you get judged on. If your
Well,
quarter
it's the
turns
first
are
thing.
shit,
It's your
you're
first
not for a
impression.
call out. Like, that's it.
It's your first impression. So if you're giving them a poor first impression, doesn't matter how good your physique is.
Mm.
If you can't display that in that first walkout, you're ending up in a worse spot, and then you're having to fight back, and there's no guarantee that you get back to where you should have been.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of the time they run the first call out through the ringer and then the second call out sort of just comes out and they're just like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna give you a go. So let's put you through it a little
Oh,
bit.
look, if you're in that second call out, like we're talking about an amateur show here.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
you're in that second call out, it is very difficult to get back into that first call out.
Yeah, because not all
You're not gonna be back in it. It's just not gonna happen.
Like you'd have to
Yeah.
blow the doors off that second call out
yeah,
and be so far ahead for them to be like, yep, you know what? Bring it back out. We're going again.
yeah.
I've never seen it happen
No.
at any show that I've attended in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
very rarely bring like I feel like they very rarely get like two and three people call outs after they run through first and second call outs. They did
I
on the
feel
weekend though, didn't they? They do it on the weekend?
N No, I don't think
I
so.
feel like they do it
I'm
at
not.
nationals. You
Mm,
know, they might do a top two call out for a
Yeah.
couple of classes when it is close.
Yeah.
mhm.
But I think with your state shows, because there's so much there numbers wise, that it's kind of no, we just need to make this decision.
Yeah. To make it a little bit
Um,
quicker.
saying that though, like the bikini girls, they had a few rounds.
Yeah, they typically do with bikini though. I think
Yeah,
that just comes down to probably a little bit more intricacy in the criteria.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's a hard one to pick bikini, even for me. Like, and I think every time I think I've got it right, another show comes and I think, no, I haven't got it right again.
yeah,
Yeah, which is
I
yeah,
feel like things
crazy.
do change a lot of the time, show to show as well. Like competitors change. I feel like judging panels sort of change as well. But with the judging panel for IFBB, it's the same all the way through, isn't it?
now it is. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think this is
Mm,
the first season that we've got the same judging panel going through to
Whole
every
time.
state.
Yeah, which makes it a little bit better because
yeah.
there's a little bit more consistency across the board as well.
Yeah,
Well, they really even changed the judging from show to show, like from regionals to nationals, so significantly different as well.
Yeah,
Which I
right.
always found, well, like I placed first in Adelaide, and then I placed fifth in Melbourne, and the guy who I beat in Adelaide placed second,
yeah,
for example. But then also had a girl in Adelaide who placed seventh in the open class.
hmm
Then she was in the Queensland overall, and she was second in her class in the nationals. And
yeah,
like they say, oh, she changed so much, but I don't think so. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like she did change, yeah, she was leaner, but not to move her up 6 places, you
yeah,
know? Yeah. So that was quite an interesting one for me actually.
yeah,
Yeah, I was just a bit like, oh, like, and they'd be like, oh, you've done such a good job with her. She's changed so much. And I'm like, I see it every day. She has changed, but like, I don't think 7 places worth, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, that
yeah. I
was an
get you.
interesting one. Yeah. But yeah, that was, yeah, same for me. I did find that there was a different sort of not criteria, but they went for different between states and Nats,
Yeah.
which I'd heard plenty of times from people. I just didn't really acknowledge it until I was there. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, because even my coach said they generally go for a bigger physique at the pro qualifiers, so just be prepared for that. And I was like, oh, well, that's not the feedback they're giving me. And then, well, that was technically the feedback I got. So,
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah. And it's yeah, but I don't know as well, like in between the show, like in between states and nationals, like people can make changes, like whether it is like well, prime example of this right now is for Torren for us. And it's just like came off the Vic stage, got you to look over him, Jordy, and now you've changed his front shot and I reckon he looks night and day better.
yeah,
And like you can do small things like that in between the shows that do make a huge difference on physique. And that's just posing. Like
yeah,
that's all that was. And it's like he looks completely different.
yeah. Definitely. Yeah, he definitely looks heaps better in this shot now
Yeah.
compared to
Mhm.
that front shot.
Yeah.
Um,
But now it's just a matter of like, because it wasn't like, yeah, it's not like fullness or anything like that becomes an issue. It was literally like, I think on the day it was posing.
yeah,
And that just goes to show too that like, that's why it is so important. It comes back to like the presenting side of things. And it's like, if you're not presenting as good as you can, like,
like
you're gonna be
we'll
left
take
behind.
his category and his lineup, for example, on the weekend. What did he finish? Fourth, fifth?
Uh,
yeah, fifth,
Tuesday.
That,
fifth.
Yeah.
yeah, he's in that first call up. Arguably, you could have given it to any of those guys on
Yeah.
the day, and no one really would have batted an eye at it.
Mm.
I
But
thought Lakaran deserved the first.
I feel like that as well.
yeah,
Yeah. Mm.
Although the guy that beat him was a lot sharper.
Yeah. In the
um,
overall.
Yeah, in the overall. Yeah.
Yeah.
but essentially, what we found was his presentation had him in that position.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was very well presented. Yeah.
So if Torren had to come in with a better presentation, that may have been a different result on the day. Not saying he would have won, but he could have ended up in those placings just based off that presentation. That's the fine margins that we're talking about
Mhm.
when we're talking about being in these open classes. Like we said, those top five guys were all very close, condition size wise.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was just a presentation difference.
Yeah.
Well, you're only as
Mhm.
good as what the judges are looking at the end of the day.
1,000%.
Yeah,
1,000.
I did like just on the criteria. He actually look around. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, Lackaran, but he did message me last night asking for feedback. And or what I
He
thought.
wasn't in Torrance class though, was he?
No, he was, and I
No, he
just said like,
wasn't. No, he wasn't.
no, he was.
He was in the other class.
You sure?
Yeah, yeah. The guy that won the overall was in Torrance.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah, okay, you might be right. But I said to him just I think it was just like conditioning in his case. I'm like very simple, very straightforward. But he was definitely the best presented, best aligned with the criteria, best shape, most appealing to me.
Yeah.
And I think he just got marked down on just not having as crisp a midsection as he could have,
Yeah.
which is I thought that was fair. But I do agree with saying second to fifth, I think could have been gone any way that it really needed to.
Yeah.
But I just remind Torrent pro qualifiers are different, week to week's different. You don't know what's going to happen as well.
Yeah.
You just need to control what you can control. And on the posing concept, my belief is you can control posing entirely.
Yeah.
Some people can't control how peeled they are because some people sort of hit a wall at some point. Might be muscularity as well. Some you can't control how big you are. You can't control your proportion, your genetics. Posing, you have complete control over. Like it
Yeah.
is, if you cannot pose, it is on you. It's not on. It's
Mm.
not on your coach. It's not on your genetics. It's not on your process. It's not on where you started. It is just on
Well,
you.
it's one of those things, as a coach,
Mm,
I'm sure we all say to our clients at some point,
mm,
you can only control the controllables.
mhm.
Worry about those and stress about those. And posing is one of those. Your daily non-negotiables, pose. That's it. You've got a whole prep to have that shit sorted. There shouldn't be a reason why someone ends up on stage not being able to pose.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I must admit though, you do. I have seen people posing backstage and whatnot, and they're posing really well, and then
Yeah.
they get up there and it looks nothing like what they were rehearsing backstage.
Yeah.
And the nerves do play a big part, particularly
Oh,
in first
100%.
timers. Yeah, particularly in first timers. Because I remember there would be little things that I tell myself not to do, and when I got up there, I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing it, man."
Yeah.
Especially at the nationals, like I had this thing on my hand. I try to keep the hand like straight, like the wrist flex down,
Yeah.
and at the nationals, so I kept going back to doing that,
Yeah.
and then I don't really get that flexion of the arms. And
Yeah.
then when I look back on the photos, I'm like, "Oh, like how did I fuck that up?" It's not going to make a difference, but for me,
Yeah.
it was like, but it's just a bit of nerves, a bit caught up in the moment. You go back to what you're comfortable with,
Yeah.
or yeah, and that's why it becomes so important as well that you consolidate the posing habits as early as possible in the prep. When people
Yeah.
leave it to like 3 weeks out, yeah, it's going to be very hard to have that stick like naturally
Yeah.
at that point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure you
It's
see that
something
all
that
the time. Yeah.
Izzy says to me all the time about when I competed, and she was like, "You're like when I was doing men's physique, she was like, your posing off stage is so much better than when I'm on stage." And it's like I'm convinced it's just like nerves, and it's just like you go fucking like you black out to an extent, and it's just like I feel like you start sort of like overthinking things, and you're like, "Fuck, does this feel right? Does this feel the same way that I normally do it?" And like that's why I feel like as well there's a huge emphasis on like posing without a mirror as well. Makes
Yeah.
it better. You like focus on like feel how everything feels when you're posing.
Yeah. I do it with all of my guys. I did it with Torrin yesterday. He's like, I don't know how this is going to feel when I come out and on stage. I'm like, sweet, stand on the other side there. We'll do it without a mirror.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Once I feel that you're confident enough with the mirror, we take that out and make you, run through sessions without it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, yes, you need to understand what it looks like and how that look feels, but you also need to be able to replicate that without the mirror.
Hmm. Yeah,
Do you
100%.
find do you find there's specific elements of you working with clients that you find are more difficult than others, like specific poses, specific categories, specific
Look,
elements of the posing?
men's physique has its difficulty because it's less posing. You know what I mean? Like we're posing without posing. You
Mhm.
you're not meant to look flexed and like perfect example is Torrent, how he was on stage on the weekend was very bodybuilder-esque. It was hands on hips, almost the most muscular standing there, very rigid, where men's physique needs to be more flow. So it's teaching that to some people can be difficult.
Yeah.
That element of just, you're not really posing, but we need you to look a certain way. Um, for classic and bodybuilding, it's just a lot of understanding the individual's physique and being able to understand where their strengths are
Mm.
in their physique. Um, and then letting them know where their strengths are without fucking their head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everyone's sensitive in prep as well. So you don't want some guy coming in and being like, yeah, don't hit this pose because you don't have any of this. You're
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? But a lot of posing is you can only pose to the muscle that you have. So some shots aren't it, you know. One that comes to mind is, a lot of guys will try and hit a front double front on, Nick Walker style. Um, and the fact is, a lot of guys don't have the muscle for that. A lot
Mm.
of guys, there aren't many guys that have 22-inch, 23-inch arms, or the quads that Nick Walker has. So, we need to twist things a certain way to make you look like you have the shape that you don't have.
Mm.
Um,
The thing is, it's funny you say that as well because the whole time you were talking about that was I was thinking about Bailey, how you get Bailey to do his front double, Bailey
yeah,
White. And I
yeah,
was like for me personally, it's like I don't think my physique could pull off a front double like that.
yeah,
But like
yeah,
he pulls it off well. And obviously he's
yeah,
just working around like how the physique is.
yeah. And that just takes time as well. Like we would tweak things weekly,
Yeah.
that's just, and a lot of it is getting it wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that we nailed that from the first one,
Yeah.
but so like, all right, let's twist this a little bit, move this here a little bit, see what works, and then by the end of it, you end up having something that looks good.
Mm.
Um, but a lot of it comes down to understanding, like it's not a cookie cutter. Everyone hits the pose the same way.
Yeah.
Um, Everyone's physiques are different. Everyone has strengths that are different. More often than not, a lot of guys have weak midsections that just
Mm.
don't display well on stage. So how can we make that less of an issue?
Mm.
I was posing a guy the other day and he's lean. He's fucking striated glutes. He couldn't be any leaner. But him standing front on does not have any definition through his midsection.
Mm.
So on all of his shots, he has to stand a little bit side on to see any detail in his midsection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I feel like it is very much based on like the person itself that's posing that you need to make those manipulations. And I feel
Yeah.
like yeah, you're right. And there's a lot of people as well. It's like, when you see those people where it's like they're hitting a vacuum and it's like, oh, you probably shouldn't be hitting a vacuum.
Yeah.
Or it's like they aren't hitting a vacuum. It's like you probably should be. Like, you know what I
My
mean?
biggest pet peeve is the classic pose and everyone doing the same.
Yeah.
Most of you shouldn't hit that pose
Mm.
because you don't have the arms for that. You don't have the lats for it.
Yeah.
So it's just people don't like to think outside the box too. Everyone, you see some guy hit it and you're like, yep, that's the one. I've got to hit that pose.
The Chris Bumstead effect.
Yeah, it is. It is the Chris Bumstead effect. That's why everyone's got a fucking mow on a classic stage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I've got a mow.
I wish I could do a mo. I'd look like a
Yeah.
stupid cunt.
I just have a mow. That's all I can grow.
Yeah.
Please have another kid.
Yeah, you did.
Having.
Mm. Man,
Yes.
I wish I could retire. Fuck.
You're in your peak, mate. You can't retire yet.
You're in your
Yeah,
prime.
no, I need like 3 more years.
You need that.
I'm 30. I need to be done by 33.
You need to go back and
Oh,
defend
not
your
business.
SA title.
Hmm?
That's what you need to do.
No, man, I pretty much feel retired right now with how much I've been half-assing it lately.
Got to go back
Um,
and defend that South Australian
yeah,
title.
yeah, no, South Australian. Yeah, I probably will. I like the Adelaide show.
Hopefully we back that up this weekend. That'll be pretty.
Yeah, I think it's a nice show. It's a nice venue.
It's a nice
It's
Everything's
one.
always
done.
looked nice. I've always liked
Yeah,
that Adelaide show.
it's an
I reckon
easy
we have a
play.
rule. I reckon we have a rule if Torren wins the overall this weekend, touch like if he does, I reckon we just got to start sponsoring the show and we'll sponsor the South Australia men's physique category.
Yeah, and then I'll buy a property. I'll buy a property in Adelaide. Yeah, to use for 3 days a year. Yeah, no, I was gonna say as well. Like, so many guys have bad midsections as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's so common, man. I remember the Adelaide show that I did. Like, looking back on the photos, watching the classic guys, watching the bodybuilding, I was like, man. But the reason it resonated with me so much is because I saw how much these guys were eating backstage. And because I remember I was eating very little, and I'm looking around, and you have those moments of doubt, and I'm like, I'm hardly eating, and all these guys are eating like pigs. Like, am I doing something wrong?
Yeah.
Like, and then I look back on all the photos, see them all, and I'm like, I reckon Dom was the only one who had like a really well controlled midsection.
I
And
reckon
Dom
this just
obviously
comes
quite
down
stiff.
to a lack of abdominal work in the off season. Like people ruining their digestions, not training their core properly, getting lazy with it, half-assing it.
I reckon it's a peak issue above all else.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I just think a
I
lot of
just
them eat
reckon
too
it's
much in
a
the lead up. Yeah,
I reckon it's a not posing seriously when you're practicing posing issue
Mm.
because you
mm.
don't realize how taxing posing hard is. And then you get
Yeah,
on stage and you're like,
mm.
because you're like out of breath because you
Yeah.
realize how hard you have to pose, especially if they're running you through like
Mm.
fucking 5, 6 rounds.
Well, Simon had that issue on the weekend. He was gassed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that was just because he hadn't conditioned himself enough. He was pretty depleted, but yeah, because he had to wrap a backload,
Yeah.
so it was a little bit of a heavy week, same as this week. I've never had someone have so much trouble getting flat.
Getting flat.
Really.
Yeah, he's on 12 grams of carbs this week. Yeah, just trying to wash him down, and it took till today to come even close to his base weight. And all he had on Sunday after the show was what he told me was like a Greek meal.
What he told you.
So yeah, but yeah, because I even remember I showed his photos to my coach Joe, and his Joe's like, "This you told me he's on this much food. He's not even flat." And I'm like, "I've never seen it before." But there you go. When I say he's on 12 grams of fat carbs, it's fat loading.
Yeah.
So there's still fats in there. But like, yeah, just crazy, man. Like yesterday I was looking at his photos. I'm like, he's still going full, man. He's still vascular as too. You know when you sort of dump those carbs in initially and you get super vascular, but you're still not super detailed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he was at. And I was like, oh, well, fuck, yeah. Yeah, but should be back to baseline by tomorrow. But yeah, that control of the midsection on stage is hard, especially if you have to vacuum.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very hard to get any breaths in when you're doing that. And obviously you can't, it's very difficult to reset as well because in any of the vacuum poses, it's not a quick transition.
No.
Yeah, and there's not variations. Like, men's physique, you can sort of ping through three variations if you want to. So it kind of looks like you're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they don't know you're just trying to catch your breath. Well,
Yeah.
they probably do know, but as long as it doesn't look like it, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Mm.
it.
You'll cover the
Yeah.
midsection, take a breath,
Yeah.
reset.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it is. Yeah, like I said, I think it's just a posing thing. I think it's just like people don't try hard enough. Because I don't know if you do this, George. Did you get anyone that you have come in for posing with you to like vacuum regularly?
Yeah. It's one of the first things that we'll go through. Especially if they're a classic guy. Um, you know, again, it's one of those things that even if they can't vacuum, I've had guys that it doesn't matter how much we practice, like the vacuum just doesn't come in.
Yeah,
People have it, some people don't. But the benefit of vacuum training is just your core control.
yeah.
The element to be able to control your core like that when breathing gets heavy, is from vacuum training.
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
um,
I think the importance of it is as well for a lot of people is to do it fasted and do it at the end of the day after all your meals as well.
yeah,
And just
yeah,
practice, practice, practice. Because if you can do them with 5, 6 meals in, whatever it is you're doing,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly right.
piece of piss.
Yeah,
Like
In the shower even.
you do in the shower.
Always did in the shower, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Izzy used to
probably
sometimes come in and be like, "You're all right," because I'd be like, and I'd be like after I was done, it's like, "You're all right," and I'd be like, "Yeah, just posing." Oh, I'm not posing, vacuuming.
Yeah, it's something you
Yeah.
don't do enough in the off season is vacuum. But I
I
hate
tell myself, yeah.
vacuum, so
Well, I tell myself I'm going to do it in the morning, but when you wake up towards the end of prep and you just don't want to do fucking anything.
yeah,
Yeah, so that was just easier for me. Even
yeah,
posing, because I remember I started doing posing sessions with Chris at 5 a.m. and I'd wake up at 4:30. I'd be like, oh, I do not want to do posing for half an hour.
yeah,
Yeah, and then he'd get me on those 18-second holds, and I'd be like, oh, goodness me. Yeah, he used to do what, 4 rounds of 18 seconds front and back.
yeah,
And when it's like 5:27 and you're hungry and hardly drink any water, sometimes I'll be like, damn, how am I going to hold this on stage? 'Cause I was so nervous about being able to hold the pose on stage. When the adrenaline kicks in, you kind of forget.
yeah.
Yeah, and you kind of
Dude.
just get it done. Mm. But then equally the nerves. Another thing that I don't like, you tell me what you think of this too. This is kind of off topic. I hate pumping up with bands, man. Like bands, push-ups, because you get so gassed out because you have to pump so many reps that you don't even get a pump sometimes. Like, oh man, I remember push-ups. I'd be sitting there trying to get my chest pump, and I'd be sitting there like, oh man, I can hardly fucking breathe. Like, and I've got to go out there in five
Yeah, I'd
minutes.
I'd
Yeah,
completely like slow down like the last
yeah,
10 minutes,
yeah. I
recompose
would always
myself.
start late. That was a bit of an issue that I had. I'd always
Yeah,
leave it till last minute. Yeah. Mm.
yeah,
Because even,
I feel like as well, I don't reckon you ever really need as much of a pump as you think. If you've done everything else right.
Yeah, it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
It shouldn't you shouldn't be trying to get full blown.
Mm. Yeah, for
Yeah, it'd
sure.
be nice to have like a chest press back there.
Like, yeah.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Chest press, a cable pull down. Oh,
Oh,
that would be the shit.
that'd
Yeah.
be the day.
And they need 8 reps instead of 50.
Nothing.
Yeah. I always just struggle with the chest pumps. It was mostly because your arms, your delts, your back doesn't need to be bursting.
Nah.
Yeah. But that chest is like, yeah, I'll never forget the show I had because I did one of Brownie's packages and then I'm like trying to pump and the pump wasn't coming and I'm like drinking water, going again, drinking water, going again. And he's like, hey, you got to do your shoot. And I'm like, oh, bro, like I got to pump up. He's like, just keep going and I'll video you. And I'm like, fuck, I just wasted $600
Uh,
because I was so like not present with it because I was just
yeah.
so worried about it. Yeah.
Still came out good.
Um, yeah, it did. But I remember at the time I felt terrible because I was so like,
Paranoid.
oh fuck, I don't want to waste my money here, but at the same time, and then they're chewing through novice, like when sometimes they have categories where it's just like on off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they just chewed through that class. Because I went on, I'm like, yeah, I've got at least 10 minutes here, and they were up there for like two.
I feel like they always churn through those
Yeah.
categories though at nationals.
Well, they got told on the weekend to start pumping up. They're like, oh, you should probably start. And I'm like, oh, just wait, because they're going to take a while. And then they're like, no, no, tell them to go now. And he's like, all right, I'll just start. It was like 45 minutes until he actually started getting ready for stage. I'm like, oh, for fuck's
Mm.
sake.
Yeah.
Pretty much a training session, eh?
Yeah, bro. It's just so annoying.
Right.
I reckon.
True novice was huge for men's physique.
Yeah, it
There
Yeah.
was
was
like
like
17 people in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never
the
seen
show
anything
was
like
fun.
it.
I wonder what Adelaide's going to be like. I reckon it'll be smaller. Usually it's smaller, but
Well, it's
then
free. It was free last year, remember? Yeah.
yeah, it got bigger.
Mm.
But I don't know. I feel like because usually it's smaller, it will just keep getting bigger because people think like, oh, it's a small show. I'm just gonna go do that one.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, I remember when Jordy did WA in 23, that was like that. Do you remember that? Like all the good guys came across.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I remember for physique in particular, like
Yeah.
it was like the guys that were like top five across the country were all at WA, and I think they all came across thinking it would be an easy show.
Yeah.
Yeah, WA is just hard to get to, man.
I don't know why. I don't know
So
really.
far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's way too far.
So far,
Yeah,
man.
been
I
once.
didn't know when I said I was going to do WA, I didn't realize it was a 5 hour flight.
Yeah,
Perfectly honest. Had no idea.
and the time zone sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like you're in Bali.
Yeah, it's 3 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Season A is 3 hours.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now it'd be two,
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
believe. Don't
Taken.
What's
quote me on
Adelaide?
that.
50-minute flight?
Yeah, Adelaide's 50 minutes. Adelaide's so easy.
We'll land at like half time of the footy.
Yeah, Sydney's easy too. It's just Sydney's accommodations sucks because you're right in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a hectic city. It's not like Adelaide where it's like a country town.
Yeah. Adelaide's chill as. I actually liked Adelaide. It was just really, really relaxing.
It's a nice place. Yeah, boring but nice.
It's nice for two
Yeah,
days.
yeah, nice for 2 days. Nice for some desserts. Not that I got to have any of that, but I will. I will this time.
Desserts.
You didn't miss out on
Yeah,
my last time. We picked some.
yeah. No, I didn't. Yeah, these boys are like eating in front of me while I'm in bed. Well, I'm ready for bed. Sorry.
Sound like
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. A full spread across the table. I didn't give a shit, but still, it was funny.
Fully F
Yeah,
up.
Just some Afghan food, a little bit of
yeah,
rice, a little bit of meat.
yeah.
Yeah.
A clean off plan.
Mm.
Right, clean. All right, I reckon that's good. I reckon we can wrap up there. 40
Yeah.
minutes. Talking shit. Thanks
Beautiful.
for coming, Jordy.
50 is
We
perfect.
appreciate it, mate.
Pleasure.
Want to do
Thank you,
your
boys.
you do some plugging, mate. Plug your business. Plug your
Yeah.
posing.
Yeah.
If anyone needs some last minute posing, hit me up. I'll especially around Nationals weekend. Sure that'll be the one where people want the most. I'll
Mhm.
probably be at Rego. So come find me. But yeah, posing anything in general, hit me up. I'm the man. And we'll get you ready. That's pretty much it.
Thanks for coming on, man. We'll catch
Pleasure.
you next
Thanks for
one.
having me.
Thank you.